In today's video, I wanted to recreate a piece of clothing I definitely can't afford. Lately, I've been kind of obsessed with Christy pieces, as you can tell by previous videos. I think the silhouettes just feel so easy to wear and really feminine, like I could be the main character in a movie or something. But I'm also cheap, and I have way too much fabric in my stash that needs to be used. One of those fabric is this gauzy light blue fabric. I picked it up at Mood Fabrics years ago just because I loved it. From my research, it looks like the scarlet dress is one of Christy Dawn's most popular styles, and I could see why. It's simple without being boring, and it feels really timeless. The texture also looks similar to this fabric, so it felt like the perfect project. First things first, I need to cut out my fabric. I'm using a bodice block that fits my measurements and has princess seams. Those are the seams that run from the armhole down to the waist, and I think they're super flattering. I couldn't tell if the original dress has pockets, but I'm obviously adding some to mine. Next, I'm adjusting the neckline. My block has a high neckline, but the scarlet dress has a more scoopy square neckline. I think that's the technical term. For construction, I'm doing my favorite, French seams. You know the drill. Wrong sides together, flip, then right sides together. And I'm starting with the front bodice. On to the back bodice. Next, I'm sewing the shoulder seams. It looks like the sleeves have a slight gather at the top in the picture, so I'm adding a bit of gathering at the shoulder before sewing them in. After attaching the sleeves, I'm removing any visible basting stitches. Now jumping over to the skirt. I didn't show this part, but I have two panels, one for the front and one for the back. For the skirt, I'm adding a series of small pleats, about ½ an inch wide. I'll be honest, I kind of just eyeballed them instead of measuring, but I think it's fine. Realistically, no one is inspecting my pleats that closely. I'm just basting those down so I don't have to think about them later. Next, I'm attaching the pockets using French seams, like I usually do. This time, I'm switching things up and attaching the front bodice to the front skirt and the back bodice to the back skirt first, instead of joining the skirt panels together right away. For the back, I need to cut down the center of the skirt panel about 8 inches for the zipper. I made some matching bias tape and used it to finish the raw edges at the waist. I ended up hand stitching it for a bit more control. Now that the bodice and skirt are attached, I'm going back in and closing up the side seams using French seams. For the back, where the zipper will go, I'm adding stay tape to stabilize it. This gauze is really soft, and since the zipper tape is much stiffer, it can tug on the fabric and make it look wavy. The stay tape helps prevent stretching so everything lays nice and flat. So for some reason, I decided to use iron-on hem tape to finish the edge. In hindsight, I probably should have just folded it over one more time, but we'll see how it holds up. Now I'm pinning the zipper. There are a million ways to do this. This is just the one I went with. After pinning, I'm hand basting it in place before sewing it down with the machine. Now for the final steps, hemming. I'm hemming the sleeves and the bottom of the skirt by folding the raw edge over twice. For the neckline, it looks like the original dress uses a bias tape finish, so I'm doing the same. I also added twill tape for extra stability, maybe overkill, but I didn't really want this fabric stretching out over time. And now for the final reveal. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this dress. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.